I'm Myke Shrews,
And I'm Tivis,
and you're listening to
the Munster Cast.
episode 86. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the Munster Cast, the podcast where we watch and talk about the Munsters. I'm, of course, your host, Myke Shrews, here with my co-host and friend, Tivis. So, Tivis, please tell us all how you been, bro?
I've been fine. Getting ready to go to that con finally. That
Awesome.
is well long past when people are listening.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. All right. Well, I know we both have to get out of here and get doing stuff today, so why don't we quickly dive on into the dirty business. You can find the Munster Cast on all social media platforms. That is Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all via the Munster Cast. Where is that at? There it is. You can also find us and see our pretty ugly faces every Munster Monday via youtube.com/at the MunsterCast. You can also go over and swing on by TheMunsterCast.com. That is TheMunsterCast.com. And then all of our content is over there, guys. Definitely do leave us a voice message as well. There's a little microphone icon on the right hand side of the screen where you can leave us a voice message. It's the quickest way to get on the podcast. We'll play it on the next episode that we play after we get your recording, guys. Definitely. You can also click on the store tab or just go to themunstercast.com/merch and get an awesome Munstercast shirt. They're not all the logo, so there's a couple that are a logo, and you have the logo that's Herman, you have the logo it's Lily. We have more shirts that are coming, but there are other shirts on there as well. They're just Munster family themed, guys. So definitely take advantage and check those out. That's the only place you can get some of those designs because we designed them specifically for you guys, the Munster fans out there. All right. Unless someone on Etsy's already stolen our designs, and screw you guys. I'm getting him. For the audio listeners, I'm wearing the South Park shirt today. That's why I said it like that. Yeah. You can also email us at themunstercast@outlook.com, guys. Email us every day, whatever you want, as long as it's Munsters related. If you want to get on the podcast, if you want to tell us a Munster stories, your fandom, all that fun stuff, email us there. We both have it linked to our phones. We both have it on our computers. So definitely do check that out. Tivis, what do we else we have here?
We have us doing the same thing at the same time. We have a Patreon, which as always is mostly just a tip jar. Podcasting, not cheap. You want to throw us $1, you won't miss? Appreciate it. If you give us a couple more dollars, you get access to our Discord where you can come chat with us directly. And also, we have the episodes of Munsters Today available on there, not available to be downloaded, so don't try that. We specifically did that so Universal wouldn't be pissed at us. But if you want to help the show and it's financially issue right now, no worries, totally acceptable. Go ahead, leave us a review on anything you watch us, podcatcher, YouTube, social media. Also, make sure to rate us and bump us up in the algorithms to get us more visible. And what really helps the show more than anything, telling people about it. We have gained so many listeners just through word of mouth or people talking about it online and being pushed up in the search engines. Like all of you listening, you are what keeps the show going, and you're awesome.
Definitely.
We are almost at the end of April. I can't believe the time has flown by this quick. But some quick cons. Once again, Butch Patrick will be at the Chili Theater Toy Model Expo in Parsippany, New Jersey, the 26th, 27th, 28th. So if you're in the area, go check them out. May, HorrorCon UK, Jeff Daniel Phillips will be there. And Daniel Roebuck, as always, will be at the Munster Bash conference in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Monster Bash.
I thought I said Munster.
You said Munster, it's Monster.
You know what? This show has trained my brain. So
Yeah.
in any of those areas around that time, we'll try to keep you guys updated on where these people are. And if for some miracle Rob and Sherry decide to show up at one, you may end up seeing us there, honestly, because it'll be a rare opportunity.
Right on. Yeah. Definitely. And then finally, guys, you can always go to themunstercast.com/sticker mule 10. That is sticker MULE 10, and you get a $10 credit onto whatever purchase you have there. Guys, this is an affiliate program, so we do get a kickback. We get a kickback of credit to our account. We don't get any cash or anything like that. So whatever you guys do there, take advantage of that. Definitely go over to themunstercast.com/sticker mule 10 and take advantage of the $10 free credit for your first order, guys. Definitely do that. I recommend them. We get a lot of stuff made through them, stickers, keychains. You can do shirts and stuff now too. I just haven't done shirts with them yet. So definitely check that out. If you want to see a review of their sticker products, I have one on my Myke Shrews YouTube channel. You can just go over to youtube.com/@MykeShrews and find it somewhere down there and the distractionness of all those other videos that's on that site. So definitely do that, guys. Lastly, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So I think we are ready for the episode. So what episode are we talking about today, Tivis?
We are talking about The Melting Pot. And I have to say, I think we got pretty damn close with some of our predictions.
Yeah, a little bit.
We were obviously a little off because this episode is insane.
Yeah.
But we got pretty close.
Yeah.
This is the season 2, episode 9, or the 104th episode if you combine the shows together. This aired Saturday, December 2nd. Did I not change that? I feel like I didn't change that.
I did. Yeah. That's right.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. I was looking at my notes. December 2nd, 1989, because we are quickly leaving in
The 80s.
Yeah, next week will be our last 80s episode.
Awesome.
Yeah. This was written by newcomer Andrew Barakov, and this is his first of 8 episodes. He started writing for 3 episodes of Zoobly Zoo, according to IMDb. Then he moved to Munsters Today. 6 years later, he joined the team of South Park. Coincidence?
Very coincidental.
Wrote an episode of Dilbert and was the story editor on that. Wrote 2 episodes for and produced 20 episodes of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Wrote and was story editor for an episode of Tripping the Rift, which is a show that I feel was a fever dream. Wrote the $100,000 Pyramid DVD game. Those games you take home, put the DVD in, you got the timer.
Yeah.
His final writing credit was for Brat's Passion for Fashion, the DVD game in 2006. So once he did the pyramid, they're like, hey, you know what you're doing. Come do this one. Then he came back in 2016 for one last credit on IMDb to be associate producer on A Killer Walks Amongst Us. So a short career, but an interesting one nonetheless.
Yeah.
And of course, our director is Bonnie Franklin, back for her 5th of 12.
Of just the Munsters Today?
Yep.
Nice.
And I'm realizing I did not get the guest stuff. So I'm going to quickly open up IMDb. We have Teddy Wilson as Lewis, who I spelled incorrectly this entire note time. I had it Lewis for some odd reason. Probably because it's the most common version.
I
Okay, Teddy.
I think that's how I wrote it in my notes too.
Let's see. His first acting credit. Oh, he's got a writing credit. Let's start there. In 1980, he wrote for an episode of The White Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
In 1970, he was part of Cotton Combs to Harlem. Let's see. Some other stuff that sticks out to me. He was on an episode of MASH, 38 episode of That's My Mama as Earl Chambers.
He ran the gambit on a lot of the stuff from the 80s and 90s for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Early 90s, I should say, but
Ooh, The
you know,
Bionic Woman.
yeah.
Always love when that comes up. Sanford Arms.
He did a lot of cool stuff, dude. Like I know
Good
I've
times.
seen him before in stuff.
Mhm.
He was in like
Malice in Wonderland.
the Beauty
Twilight
and the Beast
Zone.
TV show that what's her face did. What the heck is that chick's name? I know I'm thinking like Ron Perlman was the
Alien.
Beast. I don't remember who the lead actress was though. What was her name? It's the
I have no idea.
chick, man. Why is she?
Oh, okay. I see the 1990 Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. The TV
Oh,
show
he was
one.
on Tales
Yeah.
of the Crypt and Family Matters.
Yep.
Dallas Quantum Leap, rest in peace, the reboot. A show that has 2 cliffhangers with no ending. Yay. He was on an episode of Wings. His last acting credit was Blood In, Blood Out in 1993. And he passed away. Oh, okay, that'd be why. He passed away in 1991. So that was on the editing room floor for a while.
Yeah.
47, too. That is way too young.
Mm-hmm. 40, only 47. He looked older than 47 in this. he must have been sick or something, dude.
Next, we have Leslie Eberhard as the voice of Sam.
Mm-hmm.
And
they didn't do much. Much.
Oh, he's got some producer credits. He produced What a Dummy, Saved by the Bell, 23 episodes of USA High, so that's pretty good. His first writing credit was in 1987 as part of 9 to 5. Then he moved on to Munsters Today. I don't know, What a Dummy, Frasier, Pride and Joy, The John Lorquek Show, Saved by the Bell, The New Class. There was so much overlap with this Saved by the Bell sequel. 75 episodes of USA High he wrote for. And then finally in 1999, 1 episode of City Guys. And he passed away in 2002 at 50. Another too young.
This was the voice of the computer?
Yes.
Dude, they did a movie called wait, let me make sure I am on the right person. Eberhard, right?
Yes.
Yeah. They did a movie called American Born in 1990 where they're just paramedics, so I'm assuming they're not a lead character or anything. But I want to watch this movie now. It's a crime drama. It says it's a teenager who is obsessed with gangster movies, believes himself to be a real gangster after his father is murdered. And now I'm intrigued. Who's Joey Travolta? Are they related to John Travolta?
You have fallen down a rabbit hole, sir.
Oh no. Who is Joey Travolta? Sorry.
And then we have some other guests, 2 of which are prominent, one of which actually gets credit on IMDb for once.
It's John Travolta's brother.
Hey,
I didn't even know he had a brother. Let alone a brother who was in acting.
Well, now you know.
He's still alive and he's 73 years old.
All right.
Anyways, sorry guys, it has nothing to do with the Munsters.
We had a bunch of guests of people. Two of them remain prominent through the last half of the episode, one of which has credit on IMDb, which is a miracle because this thing doesn't even list the people who actually get credited. So
I think he got
Frank,
credit because he actually talked. I think that was the only reason this one had credit.
he wasn't credited at all. He's listed as uncredited. He wasn't in the credits.
Frank?
Yeah, Frank
Oh,
Patton
okay.
the third.
Yeah.
Which is why I was shocked to see he was actually on here, because this site is just sometimes a letdown. First credit he has is for As the World Turns in 1956. Then he did a Sesame Street where he was someone's aunt. He was in Amityville 2 as police officer number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Ghostbusters, a City Hall cop. That's cool. Let's see. Oh,
Okay,
he
this
was
dude's
also in Beauty and the Beast.
yeah, he's been in a bunch of shit I've seen, and I looked at him, I was like, "Oh, this guy's definitely been in a ton of gangster movies." It doesn't look like it.
No, he should have been.
He's
General
in
Hospital.
he's in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh, yeah.
Last Action Hero.
Last
There's
Action
a
Hero.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a crazy movie.
The TV show version of The Equalizer.
Ocean's
I didn't e
11.
I didn't even know that was a thing. What? Sorry.
Why are there two versions of Jack of Hearts?
Reboots, maybe? I don't know.
They came out the same year.
Yeah. Um, but the one prominent one, I think the one I remember him in the most is Ocean's 11 because he has an actual scene that pertains to part of the movie. Anyways,
his last acting credit was in 2012, where he was on a skit of the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, who is a crazy, crazy man, as a pit boss.
makes sense.
Yeah, I love Craig Ferguson. But as for the other mover, he has no listing. And I reached out to Frank, but I only gave him like a few hours to get back to me before we started recording. So, sorry, Frank.
Yeah. Let's see here. Is it in this? Let's see. Grant. Nope. All right. All right, so let's dive on into this. Is it is that it? Is that all you got?
That's all I got. Let's do your synopsis team.
Synopsis time, man. Synopsis time. I do that well. Synopsis time.
Let's do this.
All right. Synopsis time. This week's episode, The Melting Pot, aired December 2nd, 1989, as Tivis previously stated. I need a second. All right. On this episode of The Munsters Today, as the Munsters celebrate the anniversary of the family's move to America, Grandpa finds himself grappling with a profound sense of failure and unfulfilled expectations from his past. Consumed by self-doubt and misguided advice from a computer, he turns to none other than Lucifer himself with a desperate attempt to inject meaning into his existence. Meanwhile, the rest of the Munster family delights in Grandpa's sudden success and the influx of material possessions. But amidst all of this, we unearth the quantity of souls required to make an Emerald Titan. Will Satan unleash chaos, or will Grandpa assert his dominance? Will the Munsters truly attain the American dream, dusty roads, or will it spiral into an American nightmare, Cody Roads? Will Herman and Lily navigate their unique accents, or will the monochrome of the original Munsterverse alleviate the scene? Will Eddie's fascination with bunnies endure, or will he upgrade to his own Porsche? Will Marilyn's debut film earn her an Oscar? Will Herman expand the household cesspool? Will the family remember they have a pet dragon? Will Lily's desire for a healthy family come to fruition? Amidst this chaos, only two questions persist. One, will we get the answer to the burning question of what is Grandpa's elusive first name in the Munsterverse whirlwind of a franchise? And two, will chaos ensue? Find out this week on the Munsters Today.
We knew Grandpa's first name.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
because
In season
they
1, it was Vladimir, and we thought it was Sam.
it was Vladimir in this one, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was a big topic of my discussion throughout this episode because I swore that they called him Sam in this series.
No, he was Sam Dracula in the original show.
Mother sucker. All right. Well, you know what? We'll figure it out. Vlad.
Synopsis time.
Well, I guess I'm deleting that whole section of my notes.
All right, let's jump into this. So we open with Lily and Herman decorating for an anniversary of some kind, and I thought for a second it was going to be their anniversary, and I'm like, wait a minute, we just had that episode. That was the opener for the season.
For what one?
Their anniversary.
Oh, yeah, 300.
300 something. Lily asks, who could believe after all these years they would still be in America? Well, Ozzy can't because he ran away. Grandpa answers with the truck. Did they actually move out of the country?
Who?
Ozzy.
Ozzy.
Yeah, remember he said he was going back to England because he's sick of it here?
I guess so.
Yeah. Which, I mean, whatever. If it makes you happy.
Wait, are you talking about in real life?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
I feel he had property in the UK still anyways, right?
Oh, he's probably got property everywhere. He's
Yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Well, Sharon probably has the property. He just lives wherever she says.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving forward.
Yeah, Grandpa.
Herman's rocking that blue shirt and tan jacket again this episode, bro.
Oh yeah. It looks good on him.
Yeah.
See, Grandpa is like, yeah, with the travel agent, or yeah, he is. Lily goes, who would think we would still be in America after all these years? And Grandpa's like, the travel agent who sold us the one-way tickets, which is giving me a little bit of this backstory. It kind of feels like what a little bit Rob may have used for a slight basis on his,
for their move and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Eddie begins wondering what it would be like if he was a freshman in Transylvania High. But Marilyn could never imagine it. No malls, no TV. Grandpa throws in no chicken or no McNuggets. Well, Eddie is silently mocking her as well as she's saying this. No malls, no TV. Lily remembers what Grandpa used to say when they all got homesick. Be patient. We all have dreams. Sooner or later, they will all come true. Grandpa denies ever saying that. And Herman's like, no. You said it the very first day we were here. I remember like it was yesterday. Flashback effect to something I was not expecting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this was we get a flashback to black and white, like, or monochrome,
which is an
whatever.
Awesome touch.
Yeah, except they have like yeah, they definitely make it look like kind of like a flashback.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the scene in black and white, which was cool. It was cool to see that. But they walk in the door.
They're in like what kind what is that area Transylvania's in? Romania?
Romanian, yeah.
Yeah,
They're like
in
dressed in Romanian clothes.
garb, yeah.
Well, at least Lily is. Herman is just wearing his suit. Like it's whatever freaking.
Grandpa has that handlebar mustache, which again I feel was like inspiration for his mutton chops not the mutton chops, the
mustache in
the
Rob
mustache
Zombies.
in the Rob's movie, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely like a lot of similarities, especially with the scene of them, because this is when they are finally moving into their house. and they're discussing the house for a second. By the way, they all have accents right now.
I was waiting for you to sit to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they come in.
Weird choice.
Herman's like, ah, see, the sign outside said Munsters, and Grandpa corrects him. It said condemned. Which makes me wonder, did they get this house by squatting rights? Did they pay for it?
Well, they had to, remember, because it was going up, at least in the first episode, it was going up for auction. So eventually they paid for it, even if they didn't pay for it back then.
Yeah, I guess.
How old is this? How long ago was this?
Yeah, that's a good question. Herman is excited to find a job and get many dollars to fix up home. Lily is more excited to grow the family. And
Say
Grandpa
that
has
again. Say that again. What you just said.
Lily is more excited to grow the family.
Continue.
Okay. Grandpa has his own dreams, not like
No.
theirs.
No. Never mind. Okay, just let's go.
What?
Nothing.
All
There was
right.
like a spot where you were just like, fix up home. I was like, wait, what?
Oh yeah, no, I said it exactly how Herman did.
That's true.
That was on purpose.
Okay, let's just making sure.
Yeah, he wishes to be rich, famous, powerful, have things named after him like streets, buildings, and sandwiches. He will even hire speech therapists to help him lose the lousy accents. Herman unwraps a pot and Lily asks where he got it. The captain gave it to him after he threw up all over the man's shoes. He wants to set a tradition that every year they put their dreams in it. He's going to call it the melting pot.
Dun dun dun.
Lily says they should probably clean it first. And now
So
Grandpa says the thing they all claim he did.
And we weren't that far off too when we were talking about what this episode would potentially be about. And like one of the ideas was an actual pot.
Yeah, I think it was yours. And I just mentioned the fact that America is the melting pot, and here they are coming to America.
Yeah.
So we got close.
Yeah. Which is crazy considering the name. I never thought in a million years we would be close at all. The melting pot. All right.
Yeah, that is crazy. So we're back in the present now. Grandpa says, whatever, I was younger then and foolish. Lily asks, it's like, hey, everyone ready to write down, what they want to wish for? She asked Grandpa, but he hasn't thought of one yet. And he's like ignoring her walking down the steps. Lily's like, something seems wrong with him. And Eddie suggests that maybe he's not getting enough fiber.
Yeah.
Herman slams the notepad down in front of Eddie and he begins writing. And now we transition to the lab.
Which has, sorry. I'm fast forwarding past the black and white scene so I can make sure I see everything in this scene because there's some cool stuff that's happening in this scene. So we start on one side of the computer. They actually do a dolly move to go to the other side of the computer as Grandpa's talking to Sam. The computer. The computer's name is Sam.
Yes. Sam. And I wonder if it's called that because his original name was Sam.
I have that in my notes too. I said, oh, let's do that. So I also looked it up. Sam is the computer. It's also a program that was released in 1982 called Software Automatic Mouth.
Oh,
the program was released for like Atari, Apple II, and the Commodore 64. It's first commercial all voice software synthesis programming thing. And here is a flyer. If you're watching the video, this is like the owner's manual for it. Sam, the software automatic mouth for the Atari. That's the one specifically for the Atari. But yeah,
I didn't even think to look further into that past the surface level.
So yeah,
That's
so
fascinating.
it's pretty cool little tidbit there because 82. So the program by this time would have been what, 7 years old? Yeah,
Yeah, which would make it pretty outdated.
right. Which makes sense for Grandpa.
Mhm.
But also, what type of system is Grandpa running there?
Oof.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was a little cool tidbit of information to toss in there, guys.
Yeah, no,
Anyways,
that's awesome. We find out that he is over 400 years old
yeah,
with nothing to show for it.
yeah. But I
Uh,
do want to point out, like, yes, like the first time I heard Sam on the computer, I was like, oh, it's him. He named the
mhm.
computer after himself. But I was also under the assumption that we were calling him Sam Dracula this whole time in this universe. I swore we were,
No, he's Sam in the original.
but Vladimir in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there goes a whole paragraph of stuff from my notes.
Because I messaged Daniel
Delete.
Roebuck directly and asked him, what version, what is the first name of your version, Sam or Vladimir or something different? And yeah, he didn't get back to me, but it's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
But yeah, so Grandpa's 400, nothing to show for it. He has a room in the basement of his daughter's house, which is an interesting little tidbit because remember in the original show, he was claiming half ownership since they got some of the loan money from him.
In the original show, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think after the 20-year gap and everything, and the auction, I think Herman just straight outright owns it now, right?
Well, he claims it's his daughter's house.
It's because he doesn't want to say he lives in his son-in-law's house. Let's be honest. Like, that's like a come on. Let's be honest. We all know parents and grandparents. Like, that's what they would do. Like, I live with my daughter. My in-laws say the same
Maybe.
damn thing. I live in my daughter's property.
Yeah.
Like,
He's us.
that's like, your daughter doesn't maintain the property. I do. I have to fix everything. It's my damn property. It's my house. At least
Well,
I'm
quit
fixing this
breaking
stuff. And
everything.
I don't break anything. I'm
I've
not
seen the way you
Herman.
move around like Herman.
I knew where you were going. I'm not Herman. Screw you. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
So
I'm
Grandpa
embodying.
continues.
I'm embodying Cartman all day today, as long as I'm wearing this shirt.
Uh, he's got a bunch of inventions that don't work and a mild case of gum disease. Sam's like, hey, I haven't had it easy either. My
Mhm.
memory banks are losing 20K a week. My screen is getting blurry. And my wife left me for a guy with a bigger bite. Which is,
What? Oh yeah, because it's the computer. That's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious because computers slowly kill themselves over time, and that's why you got to replace them.
More
So
like.
yeah, Leonard is eavesdropping on this whole conversation. By the way,
Oh
still
yeah.
wearing those cool sunglasses.
Is he wearing sunglasses?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
No, he's not. He just has really
No.
black eye sockets.
Ah, damn. I thought he was
Yeah, they're
still
not.
in those glasses.
I don't think they're sunglasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
they're not the glasses.
Grandpa can't wait any longer. He wants his dreams, and he's scared he will never get them, which is, a feeling many people can relate to.
And I love this spot right here because the computer's trying to, like, talk some sense into him, but then gives the worst advice ever.
Yeah, he gives him three choices that he can do.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to school to get an MBA. And Grandpa's like, I have 3 degrees from the University of Transylvania in poultry management. It hasn't done me any good. All right. Well, what about? Oh, Sam comments that it's because it's a community college degree. What do you expect? Now, you can get good degrees from community college. Don't listen to this kind of propaganda, but also you can get even better opportunities if you go to a trade show. I realize most of our audience are people who've already had jobs for a long time, but if anyone young stumbles across this, seriously, weigh all your options.
Yeah.
Speaking of options, we got option number 2. Work 2 jobs. Scrape, borrow, and save. And Grandpa's like, a job at Burger King wasn't what I had in mind. And Sam's like, but with your experience, you could be assistant manager in no time. So not even actual manager, just the assistant.
Just the assistant manager. Dun,
Uh,
dun, dun.
then we get to option 3, Mike.
You could always sell your soul. And at this point, Leonard is the skeleton, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. His jaw drops, and Grandpa looks like shocked, but also like, ooh,
Intrigued.
maybe we could. Yeah. And then we fade into Herman
Because we
trying
find
to.
out there's an interesting loophole that he is realizing later on. Grandpa is
Yeah.
a conniving, little a-hole this episode, and it's great.
Yeah. I think this is like kind of almost like Grandpa's version of how Herman had it's a Wonderful Afterlife episode. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like Grandpa's version of that almost.
Yeah, except Grandpa trapped himself in that life.
Yeah.
Which makes you wonder, is this that simulation or is this the actual Munsters? We'll never know going forward. Kind of like Jonathan.
Dun dun dun. So then we fade into the living room where Herman is trying to start a fire with some matches. He can't get the matches started.
I couldn't tell what he was doing at first.
It's Herman. He's always doing something random.
Yeah.
I wish he
just
would
like,
just go back to reading his joke book.
Yeah, he's just messing with something behind the couch while Marilyn's on the phone.
Yeah.
Then we get that cool doorbell.
Dun.
It's some dude named Lewis. That's what I have.
My name is Lewis. And in walks this guy. He clearly looks like a bad guy. And then he's like, "Oh, is that Herman Munster?"
Yeah. Well, first he's like, I'm here to see Grandpa Vladimir Dracula. Everyone keeps calling him Grandpa Vladimir Dracula.
Maybe Vladimir's his middle name and Grandpa's like his legal first name.
That's what I'm starting to wonder by the end of this episode.
Like maybe in Romania, like when you become like a grandpa, that becomes your legal first name. And your first name scooches over to become your middle name. You don't have a middle name before you become a grandparent.
Oh, that's the Transylvanian way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm totally gonna piss people off that actually live over there because I said Romania, but still, be kind of funny in this universe. I mean, the Munsters are very vague multiverse.
Their version of
of
Transylvania
stuff.
has some weird laws and stuff anyway we've already been through, so
Yeah. Question.
yes.
Does Grandpa have do you recall, does Grandpa have a name in any of those movies, like a first name?
I don't believe it's ever brought up in the movies, only in like
The
one or two
original
episodes
series?
of back when we found out they're actually a Dracula during season 2.
Yeah.
He's like telling Lily, we're Draculas.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We should go back after we're done with this, or maybe before we're done with the show, go back and watch a couple of the episodes of the original series, like pick 1 or 2 episodes and revisit it to see where we're at,
That's a good. Hey, audience. If you have any suggestions of episodes you'd like us to revisit with our new format and also with more understanding of the show itself, let us know. We'll do that for like some special stuff maybe later on this year.
Yeah, just pick like 1 or 2 episodes. We'll then do a poll or something on Facebook once we have so many of them. Yeah, definitely, dude. Or anyways, back to this episode here.
Yeah, so he sees Herman.
He walks up to Herman. He's like, "Herman Munster, I've heard so much about you." I don't know what this accent, why I'm doing that talk like.
It kind of it fades in and out of like a Louisiana kind of.
Right? It's like he walks up to Herman and he's like, "Wow, so many souls in one body."
Or what do they call? They call it Cajun.
Like New Orleans style.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Very New Orleans, yeah. Yeah, he does come off as New Orleans.
Yeah.
Um
I still got Gambit on the brain from our pre-recording talk. I'm
anyways,
not going to add the context for that.
so he says how so many souls in one body. He doesn't say how many here. But then Herman's trying to get the dang fire going. He's like, I can't get this dang fire going. So the devil or Lewis goes over there and snaps his fingers and the fire starts. He's like, "Oh, how'd you do that?" And he's like, "Oh shit, what was the line he said? I didn't write it down. Do you have that?"
Yeah. Jude asks if he's having trouble. And Maryland says they're wasting so many matches. Lewis flicks his fingers and ignites. It's all in the wrist.
It's all in the wrist, yeah. It's all in the wrist. It
Now,
reminds me of Chubbs from Happy
oh
Gilmore.
yeah, Happy Gilmore.
Oh
Which
no, but that's all in the hips. That's all in the hips.
they just announced the sequel to that too. I'm excited.
I'm worried.
And why not? The one Ben Stiller character came back for Hubie Halloween, and that was great.
Yeah, that. Oh yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. There's a little bit here where he's talking to Herman. He's like, you got so many souls. You got more personality than a small European village. And Herman goes, I like to think of myself as performance art. And he's like, do I know you? And Louis is like, I hope so one day.
Yeah. And then he's like, "All right, anyways, where is Grandpa?" And he
Yeah.
gets escorted over to the dungeon door.
Yeah, Marilyn goes and opens it for him, and he's so delighted by this. He's like, "Oh, this is awesome! I love this place."
Yeah. I wonder if he was like a big fan of the Munsters and like that was like literally his excitement too.
I mean, it could very much be the case because that would add on to the ending we got.
Yeah. Um so then as he goes down, Herman walks over to Lily and is like, "Who the devil was that guy?"
Yeah.
So then we get back down into the lab where Lewis walks into the lab and it's like,
Did you notice Grandpa's got like I mean, it's part of the scene later on, but
uh-huh.
he's holding a box that's like labeled wishes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh wow. When they said he makes a lot, they weren't kidding. Oh, I wasn't even close to being ready for what he gets to do.
And the boxes are labeled by year too, which is crazy.
Yeah, at one point he goes over to a shelf and opens up the door, and there's a whole cabinet full of them.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah. Lewis comes down, he drops his box. He's like, "Who are you?"
I
Choice
love that
number 3.
Leonard just like looks over at him when he walks in.
I love how he refers to himself as choice number 3.
You're the devil? Yeah, he introduces himself. He's like, "You're the devil?" And he's like, "Yeah." But then Grandpa's like criticizing him because of the way he's dressed.
He's, "Where's your red horns and tail?" And he's like, "Get with the times, Vlad. It's the 20th century."
Yeah.
Like, I'm a man of tradition. I was like, hey, I still believe in some traditions, like souls. And this is where Grandpa reminds him of the little loophole he thought of. Hey, my soul ain't like other people. I'm I'm kind of immortal.
No, well, he says he's a vampire, and then Lewis is like, "Oh, that's right." Uh, uh, wait, right?
Yeah, he gets
Oh yeah, yeah.
disappointed. He's like,
Grandpa
there's
says that he's immortal, but then he's like, "I can't buy your soul. You don't die." I was like, "Wait, that's not right." He still dies.
yeah, and then he comes back to life. Well, don't worry about it. I hear Burger King is hiring. Great little callback.
Yeah.
Grandpa's like, hey, wait. wait, there might be something else I could sell.
No, no, we don't need nothing.
I can get high quality plasma at wholesale. And I want you to remember this joke because it's going to come back in a way I didn't expect later.
Okay.
So yeah, Lewis is not interested, but I am thinking about branching out.
Mm.
How about I give you anything you desire for a price to be named later? And that's where we see the cabinet full of wishing boxes.
And I mean, those big shoe boxes have to be Herman's shoes, right?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, Lewis is like, oh, I respect the man who wants so much. All of this will be fulfilled. Grandpa's like, what's the catch? No catch. Do you? Grandpa's like, I'll think about it.
Yeah. But it's funny too because he's talking about it and he's like, yeah, and Ed McMahon every year he says I'm going to win 10 million, but do I? No.
Because Lewis is like, where else are you gonna get everything you want? Sears, 7-Eleven, Ed McMahon.
Yeah. That's funny.
So we got a deal, and that's where we get the commercial cliffhanger, which is it was such a good commercial point.
Yeah, definitely. It kind of reminds me of like a PG version of a Tales from the Crypt episode right here.
A little bit, yeah.
You know, like if Tales from the Crypt Keeper, but in live action almost. I guess we'll say Tales from the Crypt Keeper. If people don't know, is the animated version that Fox Kids used to play of Tales from the Crypt for kids, so that they could still experience it because they realized, oh, kids want to watch Tales from the Crypt, but we're getting a lot of shit from their parents, so let's do a cartoon version of it.
And later replaced with Goosebumps.
I watched both.
Oh yeah,
I
still gotta try out his new show, the Street one on Netflix or whatever.
Fear Street.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, this so that it was a short, like it's one story across
Yeah,
three movies, I believe it was. It was
something like
good.
that.
It was
I
pretty
read
good.
one of those books, and that was I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I
All
watched
right,
that with my oldest. Anyway, um, let's then we get to back from the commercial break, and all the families sitting around the melting pot, and and
they're reading their wishes, Myke. Now
yeah,
they won't come true. No wonder they have so many problems. Also, if Grandpa has wheelbarrows full,
mhm.
how long do they sit there and listen to this guy read his wishes?
How do they fit into the melting pot?
Magic.
Is it like Santa's bag? It just they keep going in deeper and deeper and
Yeah,
deeper.
it's bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
So now we get to everyone reading their wishes. Eddie's up first. What does he wish for, Myke?
Eddie wishes to be the first kid with a Porsche in the neighborhood.
Which we know isn't true because of the one bully kid from a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although he says, does he say Porsche or Porsche?
He said Porsche, I think.
I thought he said Porsche.
I don't remember. What's the difference?
One way is the right way to say it, and the other way is not. My wife used to work for the company, so it's
Yeah, I don't care.
oh man.
Next up is
Anyways,
Marilyn.
next up is Marilyn. She wishes to win an Oscar for her very first role in a movie.
And then Herman.
Herman wishes for a new cesspool for the family.
A bigger one. And Lily
Bigger
thinks
one,
that's
yeah.
very romantic. And the kids are like,
Yep. Which
and then
I want to point out too, I wrote it in my notes. Marilyn wanting to win an Oscar, at least they have her still staying within like the realm of trying to follow her dreams into the film industry. Because in the first season she was like directing and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool to see that.
It's good catch. Good catch. Continuity.
Yeah, definitely. And then Marilyn or Lily. Uh, Fucking George Lopez. Lily wants wishes or whatever for um was it healthy family for her family to be healthy.
Yeah, for the rest of the year,
Yeah.
which is a nice wish. We'll see if it, happens because we've had them sick already at least once.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm mad at myself. I was doing so good and then that F word just slipped out. Sorry.
so
Sorry,
Grandpa
buddy.
is sitting there, and they're like, "Hey, where's your wishes?" And he's like, "Who needs wishes when your ship is about to come in?" And that's when the doorbell rings again, and Grandpa turns into a child.
Whoo! My wishes are here. That's for
He's like,
me.
"It's for me. It's for me."
Yeah.
Howard, Howard must really gave it his all for that scene.
Oh yeah. And yeah.
It's a delivery for Grandpa Vladimir Dracula. It's a
And
Ferrari. Don't scratch the Rolls Royce with the Ferrari. Marilyn's like, "Hey, which one can I borrow?" "Keep the Rembrandt away from the mermaids. They'll get all wet."
and Herman's like, oh, those mermaids have some really fine tails.
Yeah,
and,
check out the
and
fin on that one. And
yeah.
Lily's like, "Get back in the house." Grandpa's, "What's in the jar? 2 quarts of Annette Funicello's blood?"
Yeah.
Eddie asks, "What kind of Mickey Mouse name is that?" Now, for people like me who didn't know Annette, she was part of all 4 seasons of the original Mickey Mouse Club, which ran from 1955 to 1959.
Hmm. Cool.
Yeah.
Where'd my
So
notes
I,
go
I
on
felt
this?
like there was something out of place with that Mickey Mouse joke. Lily stops one of the movers, like, "Hey, where is all this coming from?" Like, don't ask me. I'm just a slow-witted moving man.
Yeah. I have that in my notes somewhere, but it disappeared. What the hell? All right. Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Magic.
Grandpa just
Uh,
basically gets everything here. Like
yeah.
eventually the house is just full of boxes. But as they're loading in this first load of boxes, we get a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Who is it?
Grandpa runs to it, yelling at a dude to get out of my way.
And
And yeah, what is this first phone call? Because he
the
gets
first
2.
the first phone call is for a Nobel Prize in
Or
his earthworm studies or whatever it was.
yeah, his scientific paper on earthworm migration,
Yeah.
and he is left speechless after this.
The fact that I remembered that and didn't even have a note on that is tells you how much so for context for people, I was watching this episode and I had to stop halfway because so much started happening right now that I was
Yeah.
just like, I need to take like a fiver and just stop for a second because it was getting to the point where I was like, holy moly, like everything is going like all over the place.
Mhm.
Um and I text Tivis, I was like, dude, I gotta take a break. Holy crap.
Yeah. So the phone rings for a second time, and Eddie answers it, and Grandpa's like, "I can't talk if it's for me.
Yeah. And who
I'm
is
too
that
emotional."
call, Tivis?
Yeah. He's uh Eddie is, "Oh, he can't come to the phone right now. How can I help you, Mr. Hefner?" And Grandpa squeals and goes to the phone. He's like, "Oh, yeah. The new wife getting on your nerves already? Sure, I could take a couple bunnies off your hands for the weekend." And Eddie gets so giddy.
Yeah, Eddie's face is, like, really big at this moment. He's like, "Ooh, yes, please." I'm like, "Eddie, come on now. You wouldn't know what to do with the bunnies. He'd probably eat them. He'd go werewolf on them.
What happened to your girlfriend, Eddie?
What happened to any of theirs, like, any of their spouses and stuff?" Um,
Lily demands an explanation, and Grandpa simply says, this is the real American dream. And he's not wrong, but it sure isn't Dusty Rhodes. You got to sell your soul to get what you want, basically, is what I'm saying.
Which I mean, isn't that what Cody did?
I don't think that's true. We watched
A
WrestleMania. Well, we watched it
couple weeks
at the
ago
same
now.
time and talked to each other during it.
Yeah. Which for people who don't know wrestling, Cody Rhodes uh is he's known as the American Nightmare, but his father, Dusty Rhodes, great wrestler in his own right too, from back in the day, was known as the American Dream. Um and and that family has just been in wrestling. Like his brother is also a wrestler as well. Most famously known for as Gold Dust from WWF/WWE era. So,
Mhm.
uh, family definitely has roots within wrestling, just with those three, and I don't think that they'll ever be forgotten. Hopefully.
No, absolutely not.
Um. All right. So, yeah, the computer is talking to Grandpa again about the
Yeah,
American dream becoming a
the lab
nightmare.
is full of boxes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Leonard is even holding like 2 of them.
Yeah, it's like if Amazon just puked all over your living room. You just
Yeah.
have boxes everywhere.
And Grandpa's hair is like it's just everywhere. It's down, not combed at all.
Oh yeah. Let's see if
He's
I
like,
do I have that
I'm so
here.
exhausted.
Oh, it
Yeah.
won't let me upload it right now. Open.
And
Here we go.
Grandpa's like, Sam's like, hey, admit this isn't what you wanted. And Grandpa insults him and says, no, I just need more space. Oh, yeah, there it is.
For
For
video watchers,
yeah.
we got a picture of Grandpa. It's not an exact scene, but it is the same hair. Yeah, definitely. All right.
Is it weird that he's more menacing with that?
Yeah. I
Like,
think it's just that look too, because whenever you watch a lot of like Dracula, quote unquote Dracula movies and stuff like that, whenever he's like having a rough time, his hair almost looks like this all the time. So I don't know if they designed it after this or if he designed this after another one in the past. I can't tell, because there was that one Dracula miniseries where that version of Dracula also did that look, because they always have long hair, but you can
mm,
never tell how long their hair
yeah.
is until they're in disarray. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah. So
continue.
uh, Grandpa's like, I just need more space. Maybe the Astrodome. And for those who don't know, the dome officially opened in 1965 and was in use under several names until 2008, where it was declared a fire hazard. Uh,
Mhm.
then it went
What
through several years of demolishment until what remained was turned into a historic site for Houston, Texas.
Yeah. Did you want to point out too that the boxes in the basement, a lot of them say plasma on them?
No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So,
great.
and
I was too preoccupied with his hair.
there's like a box that says like crystal balls. There's a few boxes that say plasma. There's one that says polka bands, and then another for bat food, which means like, his bat, Igor, right? Has to be
Igor.
flying around somewhere
Maybe.
if he's
Or he
ordering
just
bat
really has a
food.
hankering for it.
Or no, I guess he turns into a bat too. So yeah, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, so Grandpa finally admits that his dream has become a nightmare. And that's when Lewis arrives. He's like,
Twirling into the scene like freaking uh uh what is it was it Bewitched? Yeah. How they would always twirl the mom would twirl into the scene and stuff.
with some like sparks and stuff. He's
Yeah.
just for the man who loves tradition, a little bit of fire and brimstone, and I even got my red suit out of. And he does look real good in it, and even Grandpa admits he looks snappy. He's like, "Thanks, I got $200 from CNR."
Yeah.
Which, for those who don't know, CNR is a wholesale store. And Grandpa is like, "You buy discount?" Like, holy no, hold on. You just said you buy your plasma at a wholesale. You know.
Yeah.
Also, $200 today is approximately 509. Just
Just saying.
keeping with tradition. Uh, so Lewis is like, "Yeah, with the money I save on clothes, I can spend it on projects like this. By the way,
Mhm.
you're awesome. I've never met anyone as greedy as you are." So Grandpa tells him, he's like, "Hey, I don't want to be ungrateful, but," Lewis cuts him off. "Now, this isn't the part where you try and get out of your deal with me now, is it? I hate that
Oh,
part."
I hate that part.
So
Yeah.
that's when the family comes down to, but they can't see Grandpa, and Grandpa's like, "Hey, no, I'm over here by the complete works of the world's greatest polka bands."
Mhm. And for some reason, he has the boxes packed in front of the doorway too, which stupid, but whatever. Uh,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they have to crawl through like a freaking child's fort. So I want to point out before we get into like the main stakes of this whole situation here. Grandpa getting all the stuff, every wish granted, all the great things because it's always a great thing to show in movies and TV because it's something that nobody should ever have. We shouldn't get everything that we want in life.
Hmm.
And I know that sounds like mean or something, but like I mean, if they show it
If you
so many
don't have
times
something to
in
strive for,
right, but they show it so many times in like film, TV, literacy, all types of forms of entertainment or storytelling. Um, I mean, take for instance, even like the Santa Claus franchise that we both love, like Santa
hmm,
Claus 3, I think it was. Yeah, Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause. Like, he's getting fed up with his life and he's just like, I wish that, I mean, granted, he's tricked into that specific spot, but it
yeah,
shows what things would be like if, he got like what he wanted of not being Santa. But other instances would be like Bruce Almighty did it
hmm,
when he granted everybody their quote unquote prayers, but
automatic yes, and
but
sent the world into apocalypse.
yeah. And I want to point out too, in Bruce Almighty, like they call them prayers, but let's be honest, almost all of those were wishes. Like people
Yeah,
just wanted stuff. um,
I think one of my
another,
favorite ones from that movie is like 50,000 something people won the lottery, so all everyone got was like 12 cents.
yeah. Another good one, especially that comes to mind watching this, is two films. One's a franchise that has multiple films, and the other's a singular film, which I think is a remake too. But the Wishmaster series, which is literally this, like what's happening here, just a lot darker. And then the Brendan Fraser film, Bedazzled, where he gets his wishes of the things he wants, but the devil always puts like a twist onto it, you know, um,
Yeah.
because you semantics matter, people. You got to be careful
Yeah,
how you word it.
it's even in real, outside of that, you see it a lot with the tragic, you know, people who are rich who get so depressed that they didn't just,
Mhm.
take their own life, which I'm sorry to bring this down, but
Yeah,
that's
no, no,
something that
no.
happens. Like
It's
you
it's
get
one of those.
everything you want, and then it's like, well, great, there's nothing else for
Yeah,
me. Why am I here? What is life? It's like, no, we need these distractions.
there was somebody famous recently that I heard talking about that on a podcast. I don't recall who it was. I think it was a musician or something. Probably like a hip hop artist or something. They're like, I literally got everything that I wanted and I still wasn't happy. Like
Mhm.
I had everything I wanted plus I still had crap load of money in the bank, and I got to the point where there was nothing else out there that I wanted. So now I just have everything else that I wanted, and and he's just like, you get bored with it. eventually it means nothing.
Mhm.
And the only reason I bring that up is because grandpa's like wishes and stuff like that seems such a faulty human thing to want.
Yeah.
Like all these things that you could get whatever he wanted, you know, by just putting in the work and stuff. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's always going to be a mentality too. Like
Mhm.
I tell everybody, you know, the way that you live your life, it's all based on mentality. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
It's like, you know, people here are always wishing to win the lottery.
hmm
And yeah, it'd be nice for a bit. It's like I would like to have enough money to have some worries taken care of,
hmm
but I still don't want enough to where I'm taken care of for the rest of my life. I want it's like, my wife, she constantly is like, she's if we win, I'm quitting my job. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm gonna keep working because I want to do something.
right. Well, that's also the misconception too. Is everyone thinks that like if they win this X amount of money that they can just quit their job. I'm like, yeah, that money's gonna be gone real fast unless you
Yeah.
get like an accountant, but then they're getting some money. Like you have to have all these things set up for it. Like the best thing to do is to take the money, pay off whatever debt you have, don't
Mhm.
go back into debt, you know, and
Don't be
then
Nicolas Cage.
you can live off of like a small enough job to where you don't have to go to work every single day if you don't want to, you know,
Yeah.
to where you can be a little bit more picky because you don't have a stack of bills piled up that have
Mhm.
to be paid, you know, because
Oh
you've
yeah.
already paid them off. You have money set aside for whatever like board game or movie or, you know, fun thing that you want to go do and stuff like that. So
DC
yeah,
United.
it's really like a mentality. You really have to think about it in that way. Like, you know, I don't know.
Mm. Yeah, it just
But I know there's
keep up.
people out there that like work like fast food and stuff too. They're like, no, dude, I want out. Like, give me $1 million and I'll be fine. But I'm telling you, $1 million wouldn't last that long if you had it.
No, no. But we just had the one that was like $1 billion, which after taxes is like
Mhm.
400 million. You could live off that for quite some time. But honestly, I would just take 1 million. Let me pay off my bills.
There's a thing with a lot of humans' brains is when they have that money, they think that they can live off of it for forever, and you just can't. Like, this is why billionaires and millionaires and shit are continuously working.
If you continue living a modest life, you could stretch it a long time. But if you go buck wild, it is going to go quick. I
Oh,
know
yeah.
I have an uncle, a great uncle.
Mhm,
I had to think about it. He actually he has won the lottery down there in Florida.
mhm.
And then all the family came out of the woodwork. He
Yep.
gave a lot of it away. He spent a
Yeah.
lot of it on him and his wife. Then his wife came down with cancer, and he barely had enough left to pay for her treatments. So,
Oof. Yeah. That's why yeah, that would suck.
yeah.
Like, I've already said if I ever won a lot, I just pay everything off. I continue doing the same work I'm doing.
That's what I if it ever happens, like I may depending on how much it is, I'll give a little chunk to bits of the family that have supported us over the years as a way of paying back.
Right.
But then it's like I don't plan on buying a giant house. I'm fine with where I'm at.
Yeah.
I
And
don't need a fancy car.
I
I
don't really care necessarily about buying a giant house. I would get more land, though. I would want more property.
see that's just more to mow. I want more space for my shit, if anything.
Nah, dude, you farm, bro. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'll just get
Farm.
a job at a comic shop.
Then I'll just live off my own land.
Pay me in credits. You don't even need to pay.
Yeah. Anyways, uh, way off
Yeah, we
now.
are way off topic. And I just punched my mic again. I am so sorry.
So, the family all walks down into the basement,
Yeah,
and this is
Lily.
where Lily is like, "Who are you?" And
Yeah,
then
What is
Eddie
going
walks
on? Why is Lewis here? You didn't walk past us.
yeah. Eddie
Which is what
walks
she
up
should have said.
right. Eddie walks up, he straight up just calls him out and he's like, "You're the devil, aren't you? Like you're the devil." And
Yeah, and he
then
pokes him and get elect. Is that a power the devil has to electrocute you?
I don't know if it was electrocution or if he burnt him.
He was like, "Arr." That looks more like electricity to me. Not.
Mhm. Yeah,
But Lily also asks, he's like, "What is your last name?" Because she doesn't want to be informal.
yeah,
And he's like, "Oh, I don't have one, like Madonna."
yeah. But
uh,
after Eddie calls him out and every Grandpa or Marilyn is like, "Grandpa, you made a deal with the devil? How could you?"
did you get Lewis's line?
No, no.
He's like, "That's right. I'm the guy who brought the world cholesterol and punk rock."
Again, they're downing punk, man. Like everyone's always ripping on punks. I'm like, man,
Hmm.
come on.
Yeah, leave CM alone. No, he deserves it most of the time. Grandpa, so Grandpa comes clean with the whole deal,
Yeah,
and Lily's like, "How could you do this?" He's like, "Look, I'm tired of not getting my dreams." Oh yeah, he's like, "I was tired of not getting my dreams, but now I'm tired of getting them. I want out."
right.
And Lily's like, "Well, then give back everything." And Herman's licking his fingers in the background. Well, we can't get back the 10-pound chocolate cake.
Yeah.
So
So
Lewis is like, "Tell you what, you beat me at cards, you could be set free." I was like, "All right, what happens if you win?" "I want Herman." And Grandpa sees this as a win-win.
that's all? That's all you want? And then the Lewis walks over to Herman and just talks about him and he's like, "There's this perfect specimen. He has 43 souls in this one body." And this is where we get the number 43 souls for him. And I'm just like, "Wait, so does that mean each body part has a soul in it?"
Yeah, how does this work?
Because it gives a whole new thought to souls. Like, does it mean that people who get like body parts or transplants or whatever have multiple souls in them now?
Yeah, that it's an
Also,
interesting.
it could make for a good story. I do know, like, we have that one
Yeah.
movie where the eye transplant and you get the people's visions from their eyes or whatever. I don't remember what that one was
Mm.
called. Probably The Eyes, I don't know. Um, movie. So, but anyways, before
What does
we
he want Herman for exactly? Did you say?
for his souls,
No, he wants to put him in his hot wax museum.
he could go and get the hot wax Herman from the 70s movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Immediately when he said that, I thought of that movie. I'm like, oh,
but I did write down some stuff. I looked it up. The number 43. I use this one site. It's called Angel Numbers. Every time and it's supposed to be like if numbers keep popping up in your life and stuff like that, to this is what it means. So the number 43, and this is really cool for this episode too, because I thought it fit just well. And the fact that they picked it for how many souls Herman has, I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. So number 43 is the number centers around inner wisdom and strength. The number serves as a reminder to tap into our internal resources. When we look within, we can often find the answers we need. It's time to trust ourselves and universe. The next step is to take decisive action towards our dreams. When you see the number 43 repeatedly, which Herman would see daily, your angels are reminding you of your own immense strength and wisdom you have gained through your life experiences. Both inner wisdom and strength are essential for individuals to live a fulfilling and purposeful life. When you tap into your inner wisdom and strength, you learn how to use it to navigate your life with courage, confidence, and compassion. In essence, developing these aspects of ourselves requires requires self-awareness, self-acceptance, and self-love. So, in short, the number 43 encourages you to reflect on your own experiences and learn from them. By doing so, you become empowered to face and overcome whatever challenges you may encounter. And I thought that fit very well with this episode.
Yeah, it does. It's fascinating.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool. I highly doubt that the writers thought about that. It was probably just like a number they picked randomly, but that random pick of a number actually works with this episode's like
Yeah, it does.
overall circumference, like not
It's pretty
circumference, but
cool
story arc.
when you look at stuff, after the fact and can see connections that
Yeah,
didn't originally, So
definitely.
that's pretty cool. Now name the
Anyway,
game, Gramps.
I don't remember the name of this game. What did they call it?
Oh, I got it all. I made sure.
Okay.
All right. So Grandpa tries to grift him at first and is like, "Oh, I haven't played games in a long time. How many cards are there?" He's like, "Cut the act. Just say the game already." So Grandpa's like, "All right. Dark 5 draw. Red skeletons wild. Zombies with a twist. And jack-o'-lanterns can be stepped on." Lewis says, no stepping on lanterns, and they play Southern saucer style. Grandpa's like, "Wait, what is that?" "Cheating is encouraged." And Grandpa smiles at this. Oh yeah, I'm in.
I have to do this because this freaking image is just awesome right here. When they finally agree upon the game, this is the image of Grandpa. So for audience members who are just listening, I definitely would suggest tuning into the video feed if you can. It's Grandpa with this big old smirk, and you see
Oh
the
yeah.
box over there. It says crystal balls and stuff like that. So that's kind
Oh
of cool
yeah.
too. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
You only
Anyway,
need one.
right. Well, I mean, you don't know. Herman breaks a lot of glass in that house.
Yeah, well, a Spot has stolen it, confused with one of their eggs.
Yeah. So after that scene, we cut to I think it's cut to a commercial, but then we go into the next scene where the for some reason the two moving guys are there.
Yeah,
So
in the
they're
living room or in the dining room.
in the dining room and they're putting like these two huge trays of brownies, it looks like. I
Yeah, they
can't
got
really
snacks.
tell. Yeah. As they play
So
their game of cards.
yeah, Lewis tells Grandpa to cut. Grandpa cuts it, looks at the card. Like, "You deal."
Oh, did we mention too that cheating is encouraged?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Cheating is
Oh yeah.
encouraged within this game. Just
And
kind of
they
cool.
definitely do. So Lewis is loving this so much. So he grabs
Mhm.
it and he's dealing it and he's looking at every card he's handing Grandpa. He's like, "Yeah, you got quite a hand there." And Grandpa notices there's a mirror behind him. "You got quite a hand there too." Lewis turns around. "Remove it."
Why would Grandpa do that to himself? Like when cheating is encouraged, like I just that to me kind of says something to Grandpa, like to Grandpa's character, like he is bad, but he's also good at the same time because he's pointing out the thing that could literally win him the game.
Mm-hmm.
But when Lewis like grabs his cards and sits back, he kind of like off puts the cards over more so you can actually see them through the mirror too. So yeah.
Yeah, but now we get a time skip. Later on in the game, Grandpa's
Oh
now
well,
wearing a white coat.
yeah. You said to remove it, right?
Yeah,
The Tell the goons
yeah.
to
He
remove it.
orders his movers to take it out.
So then
Lewis
we're under the
has
assumption
taken
that
his out.
we're under the assumption that these two movers are like his demons, right? Like they're
Oh
just
yeah, they're definitely his henchmen, or at the
yeah.
very least.
It's like
Uh,
the two guys from Hercules. What the hell are their names?
yeah. Pain and Panic.
Yeah, Pain and Panic.
Yeah, so they're all apparently there's a score to this game. They're all tied up. This
Mhm.
hand will decide it. And Lewis is feeling real lucky.
Why is Grandpa wearing a different jacket?
The only idea is he won it in this game somehow.
Because it's like he's wearing like a literal. Oh no, he just took his coat off. That's his shirt. Okay.
Oh, is it? Okay, I've never
Yeah,
seen him
yeah.
without it. That's so weird looking.
It's
It
a
would have
lot of
been
white.
funnier if they were wearing each other's
Oh
coats,
no.
like they started betting, articles around them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's just his t-shirt, but he has his white vest on still. So it looks
Gotcha.
like a coat because it still has the ridges and the collar and stuff. Yeah.
God, they had that guy in so many layers.
Right. Yeah, they'd be so hot especially because he's wearing the gloves too. And they look like
Mm-hmm.
they're like just rubber gloves. Not like loose rubber either, but like thick rubber. I'm just like, oh gosh, your hands have to stank so bad after
And
you're
they
done.
had those big bulb studio lights back then too,
I
that
mean,
put off the unnecessary amount of energy.
they still do, bro. They still do. It just depends on the sets you're on. Like, luckily, some sets are starting to do more LED stuff, so it doesn't get as hot. But yeah, I'll tell you right now, even standing underneath the LED for forever, depending on how far away it is, can still get hot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I imagine.
Because I have LED
Yeah, they're
panel
all tied
lights.
up.
Yeah.
Lewis is feeling real lucky, and he tells his men to box up the green guy. They walk over and put a box around her.
Yeah.
Grandpa puts his hand down and grabs some cards from underneath the table. Lewis notices the change in cards, and Grandpa's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, nah, I know they're different because the others were marked. So
Yeah.
Lewis then takes 5 cards from the mover guy. Like, all right. So he's like, you got anything else? And Grandpa's like, nah, I like my hand.
Mhm.
So Lewis has a full haunted house. Bats over ghosts. Lewis then gets up before Grandpa can play, and Grandpa reminds him, hey, when we started this, zombies were with a twist. Then he plays his cards down. Royal Red Flush, 10 of
Did you get all
Zombies,
these?
Jack the
Okay.
Ripper, Queen of France, King of Pain. And then he pulls a card out from his jacket. Ace of Hardware.
That one got me.
Yeah. I don't know if these stores are international, but there is a hardware chain across America called Ace Hardware here.
Let me see if there's one in like the UK and stuff. Ace Hardware. Oh wait, yeah, is Ace Hardware International. Approximately 60 countries.
Oh, okay, cool. So, all right, that's a universal joke then.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lewis is pissed.
I've done
No
commercials for
one,
them.
no one is supposed to beat the devil, and Grandpa calls him a sore loser. Like, now, can you? Lily's like, can you get this stuff out quicker than you moved it in? Louis just everything
Snap.
vanishes.
Wow. Yeah.
That was some excellent editing, I might add. Like they got
Yeah,
their placement exact.
it was almost, let me see here. It's almost like, yeah, it's like perfect. It's so perfect almost. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's crazy.
Herman's like, it got hot all of a sudden. Which did he get transported to hell for a millisecond?
Or one of his souls.
Yeah. Lewis compliments Grandpa on being the better cheat.
Mhm. And then he walks away.
Yeah, he's like, he tells his men he's in the mood for a truckload of souls. Let's go swing by Vegas on the way to Congress. And then I hear Leona Hemsley is having a farewell party. Now, for people like me who didn't know who Leona was, she was a businesswoman whose tactics were so brutal it earned her the nickname Queen of Mean. She was found guilty of tax evasion, but being rich, she got her sentence reduced from 16 years to only 19 months.
Hmm. Hmm.
So Herman asks how Grandpa did that, and Grandpa just says, it's all in the wrist.
Yeah. Um, Yeah. And then we cut to the soft end, then we go to commercial,
Final
come
scene.
back to the final scene of Grandpa sitting in front of Sam, the computer, again.
This is such a good scene.
Yeah. And I'm glad that they got, like, Leonard is, like, not just a prop, but he's a prop with action. Like, he
Yeah,
actually
unlike the
interacts
mummy,
within the scenes. Yeah. Well, I mean, the mummy's the
asleep.
mummy. Yeah, he's asleep, so
He could
that
sleepwalk. You
that
never
makes
know.
sense. No, because it's part of his thing. He doesn't wake up for what, every 20 years or
When
something?
you're
Or is it
sleepwalking, you
100?
don't wake up.
He's wrapped up. They rewrapped him, bro. Like, he fell asleep and they just rewrapped him. Did
Do
you
you
notice
think they
that?
wrapped him because he walks in his sleep?
Maybe. I would've hung him. Like, hung him up on the shelf, like, chunk, chunk.
So yeah, we're
Anyway.
in the lab. Sam's like, "Hey, how does it feel to beat the devil?" Yeah, like all I really wanted was some respect, maybe a little encouragement, someone to say, "Good job, Vladimir."
Yeah.
Sam's like, "Yeah,
Good
good
job,
job,
bud.
Vladimir." Oh, it's not enough.
It's not enough. It's never enough. Yeah, it's funny. And that's how we end the show. Yeah, it's not enough.
Yeah.
So in my notes I wrote because for some reason I thought this was Sam, but the other one was Sam. So he's Vlad Dracula. Is he supposed to be
Mhm.
Vlad the Impaler then?
Yeah, that's my guess.
So then is he the one that Herman was originally digging graves for then?
Oh, that's a good point. He may
Yeah.
have been. Maybe that's how he met Lily.
Lily. Yeah. There was i- that's what confused me because this whole time I just assumed that he was Sam still for some reason.
Hmm.
I don't know why, but yeah. Anyway,
And Herman is kind of oblivious, so maybe he wouldn't notice if Vlad became a Dracula.
but he would know that grandpa, right?
It's Herman.
Yeah. All right, anyway. Um final thoughts, dude? Let you go
All
first.
right. Yeah, I'll go first. This was a fun episode. Uh, bringing in the devil aspect, the whole it's another one with a lot of food for thought
Mhm.
with the whole, you get everything you want and then all of a sudden, well, what is left, Uh it's another one of those, the grass is always greener until you're standing on it and it's a pit trap. Uh the performances in this were fantastic. God, Lewis was a great addition. I'm so glad they got him on here. The weird computer voice, I don't know if I want that to stick or not. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Uh, the editing and stuff, especially when they make everything vanish, like I said, that blew my mind. Like, whoa, because normally there's just a slight clear difference where they're just kind of off, but I could not tell at
Right.
all. Um, it makes me wonder if maybe they were filmed that in reverse, where they had everyone just standing there and then they brought everything in.
And put it in place.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, yeah.
Or because the boxes were just empty boxes. Quick, like everyone pause and we move everything out of the way. Because you notice the box that they put like quote unquote put Herman
Yeah.
in.
Even
It's
still, when
just
you have
like a
people
fold
pause,
around.
there's normal body, like, you can't help yourself. You fidget a little bit.
Not if you're working with professionals.
No such thing. Uh,
And I do have a thought on like the Herman thing, but like you said, did he go to hell for a second? Because he is the only one that moves when they come back into the thing. He's like pops. His body pops. Like he just popped back in or something.
see?
So that is a legitimate question or and thought. So yeah.
Yeah. But just seeing Grandpa become so disheveled and seeing him without his coat, there was a lot of interesting new changes for the character itself.
Mhm.
Um, this was a really good Grandpa centric episode. Just yeah, no,
Mhm.
this is gonna compete for in my top 10 definitely.
Okay. Awesome.
I'm not quite
Um,
sure where I'm gonna put it in there, but it's definitely
right.
up there.
In there. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Um, I mean, my final thoughts, I guess. I enjoyed this episode. I was not expecting this at all from
No.
the title or anything like that, which is cool. It's
Mm,
awesome to still be surprised. I did like the fact that we just recently talked about how they don't do like black magic kind of stuff
mhm,
in this, and because of like the bad stuff behind it and all that. And I think this cements that discussion that we had too, because what do? They show the black magic or devil magic, whatever, being used, but it's also a bad thing at the same time. So it was
well,
pretty cool, and it cements more of our the computers are evil thing, because the computer is the one who recommended selling your soul. So
it's interesting that this episode would come up the week after we talked a little bit about religion.
yeah, yeah, it's kind of interesting too. Um, but yeah, I definitely liked the aspect of it, because I do think that the whole it still happens today. It's not just an 80s thing, a 60s thing, whatever. Just wanting everything, especially more now today, I think people want
Mhm.
everything. You look
I
at
don't want everything.
you look at it's one of those things, like if you're a parent, you have to watch out, because your kids will watch like YouTubers or TikTokers or whatever, uh, all that crap, and just assume that, hey, they're online. I want that life. They get everything. I'm like, nah, but dude, they make half that shit up to make you feel more like you should do this too. But in reality, it's not what you think it is.
And just especially now that that lifestyle is so prevalent, you really got to do something to stand out.
Yeah,
Like
definitely do.
we're we're not huge online, but we're not exactly small, and I'm grateful for the
Mhm.
group of fans we got. Like
And we're a
this is
very
something we
niche.
would just we're doing for fun, and everyone,
Yeah.
we're glad people are as excited as we are to come along for the ride.
For being a very niche like content that we do with this show,
Mhm,
I'm very surprised at the communication we've had with fans
mhm,
and the communication of all that stuff. So that's cool. But I still tell my kids, I'm like, look, just because I do this, and like you see they see the numbers, because I look at numbers and stuff like that every so often, just to see like comments and stuff like that. I'm like, look, you see all this? This doesn't mean nothing. I still don't make any money. So I'm like, you can have all this greatness, and I appreciate it for sure, dude. But like, I just have to instill into my kids, it's like you really have to do something that's going to get those the ads. Really, it's the ad stuff that pays you,
mhm.
because the people
Oh yeah,
like kids just assume that they can put videos on YouTube and make money. I'm like, there's that the days of doing that is over. You
oh
have to
yeah.
have sponsors outside of that. You have to have all these other things. So it's work towards getting what you want, which is prevalent to this. Is grandpa should be working towards getting what he wants, rather than just sitting around and expecting it to happen. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of kids, even like young adults, think that they can do, is just sit around and things will happen for them. And I'm like, nah, bro, you gotta hustle.
You
Like you
have
gotta
to,
try.
yeah, you have to be the change in your life you want. Like,
Yeah.
sure, some things may happen if you just wait around long enough, but how
Mhm.
much opportunity passed you by while you were waiting for it instead of just
Right.
taking it yourself? That is
Right.
not advocating for stealing. Uh,
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's always going to be a topic to discuss with people in general. Hopefully, you can discuss it without people getting irate and being like, "Oh, you're just trying to tell me I can't have my dreams." I'm like, "No, you can have your dreams. Having dreams is good, but you also have to put the work in to maintain and to get to those dreams. You can't just assume everything's going to fall into place. It's even like I go to a Christian church, okay? Um, and it's like there's so many Christians that I know that just will be like, I pray to God for everything I need. But they don't put the actual work into it to
mhm.
get to those things. They just put it into his hands, you know. Uh and I'm just like one, if that's not how that works. Like in just taking like the theology of it and everything to 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 discussion in general. When I tell them, I'm like, look, God doesn't want you to just sit around and do nothing with your
Mm.
life, so and then give you and reward you for it. You have to actually try to do these things. It's not like,
Yeah, it
you
isn't
know,
like
he's
in one
not
of the
gonna
books, doesn't he say like, "Hey, don't rely on me for stuff. Like,
it
go."
in not in those exact words, but yeah, in like
Yeah, well,
a way, like you're
paraphrasing.
yeah, in there's many portions where it's just like, you know, I will give you eternal life, stuff like that. But you also have to be able to do the like he's not just going like I can't eat McDonald's every day of my life and then pray to God for to be healthy. That's not gonna work.
I'm a living example of that.
Like
That not
like
McDonald's, 'cause BK all the way.
so the same in the same retrospect, like when you think about your dreams and aspirations, it's like, yeah, you could dream about it all you want, but if you're not putting in the work to get to there,
Mhm.
you know, and I've fallen victim to this before because like I'm just like, I want this to be this or this, and but then I'll get like super busy with other stuff. It's not that I don't want to put the work in, but I just put work into other aspects of my life more than I would into certain dreams that I've had in the
Yeah.
past.
It's like recently incarcerated doctor once said, "Nothing in life worth having comes easy."
What? Okay, I gotta
It's
ask
a
who.
Scrubs reference, but the
Okay,
quote I really love. That's
okay,
and it's true. Like, everything that's worthwhile takes effort.
yeah, definitely. It's it's a melting pot of everything coming together. If you look at it, it's not just,
Oh, yeah, that's
you
good, that's
know,
good.
like you put all your dreams or your aspirations or your goals, not even dreams, just but your life goals, you know, be like, hey, I want to retire by this age because I want to travel the world and do this with the rest of my life. And then I'm like, all right, so put that in this bucket here. And now
Mm,
how do you do that? How do you make a soup? How do you make anything? You have to keep adding ingredients into it to get that to be where you can do that, you know, where it tastes good enough to be like, yeah, all right, cool. This is good. I think I'm ready. I think I'm set with this type stuff, you know.
add in a little
And
pepper, make it spicy.
and I know there's like a lot of people out there, especially like people a little younger than us, but around our age as well. They're like, well, screw this. I'm just going to, you know, do the traveling and stuff while I'm young because I'll never be able to do it when I'm older. I'm like, if you do it now when you're young, like, you know, and you don't have the money, um, you know, you're gonna be in debt for forever and you're gonna have to work forever until you die. Like it's just unless your parents are paying for everything. But then it's like, what do you think your parents are doing? They're working their ass off so that you can have that type of life.
Mhm.
So, you know, that's one thing I try and instill in my kids is like you need to work for what you have in life rather than just expect someone to give it to you. If
Yeah.
people do give you things, great. That's a bonus. That's a benefit of doing hard work for yourself. I
Mhm.
look at it like that, you know. Even even in friendship, not just a goal or anything, but in friendship, I thought that me and you becoming friends was a bonus add-on to me doing hard work and putting in some work on another show that I was doing at the time, which got you to listen and then turn around and end up becoming like a guest a few times, and then you turned around and became a host as we grew our friendship too. So it was a kind of a really cool thing, and I want people to hear that story more often, because it's it's not all the time that people will take fans and then turn them into really good friends, and not even just good friends, but someone that you can trust and do work like this with, you know. So, and that's my way of saying I trust you, my man. As I tell Tivis sometimes in texting, he's my podcast husband. Yeah, let Victoria hear that.
It's
Her ass,
mutual.
your wife texted me last night some weird shit. I was like, what the hell is this?
I took her out to the Longhorn after a stressful week, and she had a margarita, and she stole my phone.
And it looked like she had just gone based off of whatever the last text I was sent. So that was funny.
Oh no, she says she had that in mind when she grabbed it. She just saw our conversation was about wrestling. I was like, perfect.
That's awesome. Anyways,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think we both agree, you know, you got to put in the work to make your stuff come out and to get to the end goal that you want. Look at Thanos, everybody. If no one's ever watched Avengers, look at Thanos. He put in the work to get all those stones and snap half the universe out of existence.
Also, he could have a farm.
Yeah. And the damn Avengers took his dream away from him. He put the work in, man. He should have got his dream.
To be fair, they only took his head.
And his gauntlet. And they take the gauntlet?
No, he destroyed that himself.
But they cut his arm off with the gauntlet on it, and then realized that the gems weren't there. That was the
Gotta
first thing
rewatch
they
these
did.
movies.
That was the very first thing that they did, was cut his arm off. Anyways, spoilers.
It's in the beginning of the movie.
The second movie.
Yeah, it's still in the beginning.
All right. Anyways, do you have any other final thoughts or anything to add to the conversation right there?
No, it continues to be a lot of fun, and the titles are very confusing and interesting to try and decipher. And I am shocked how close we got last week.
Oh
Let's see if we
yeah.
could do it again.
Yeah. So what are we doing next week or next time?
We got Once in a Blue Moon, which to me sounds like an Eddie episode, but I really, really hope it's a Lily or Marilyn. Like, I can't believe we've gone this far into the season and not had an episode for those two specifically.
Yeah, it's been all the dudes again, which
Yeah.
it kind of reverted back to what the original series did. It was mostly Eddie, Grandpa, and Herman. And then by season 2 of the original series, it became mostly Herman and Grandpa, because they were like, hey, you know, Fred and
Al.
Al, yeah, thank you. You know, everybody wants Fred and Al. That's so we're just gonna do all the episodes with them. And then they did
Yeah.
the Batman one.
That was so awesome.
I can't believe they did that in that show.
Uh,
But yeah, so Once in a Blue Moon, I have absolutely no idea where this goes. Like you said, it's most likely going to be an Eddie episode, but it would be
just the
cool.
moon connection, but Once in a Blue Moon.
Maryland. I'm gonna say Maryland. I'm gonna say
Is it
it's a
Maryland?
Maryland
Okay.
episode. Once in the Blue Moon, she's finding love once in a blue moon, you know, finally or whatever. Although
I'm
her boyfriends keep disappearing, so I'm just saying, you know.
I'm gonna throw a curveball and say it's a relative that only shows up very, very infrequently.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Only once in a blue
Maybe
moon do they
Lester's
show.
back.
Or a different family. Grandpa's brothers or sister.
Yeah, he's got two sisters
Yeah.
that we don't know anything about
Yeah.
in this version.
There we go. All right. So that's it for that. Do you got any final words, dude?
Just once again, another fantastic time chatting to you about the show.
Yeah, dude. Awesome. Well, I guess with that said, everybody, we will catch you all next time as we take another stroll down 1313 Mockingbird Lane.
The lesson I want you to learn is it doesn't matter what you look like. You can be tall or short, or fat or thin, or ugly, or handsome, like your father. Or you can be black or yellow or white. It doesn't matter. What does matter is the size of your heart and the strength of your character.